Last year, Gary Rosenberg from New Jersey won this 35 to 39-year-old division in 4:36. Mark Lempert, second, 4 seconds back. Christopher Stewart. I'm asking Stewart to give me that preview for this 35 to 39 he presented to me. I had to go back in the control room to pick it up. Give you a little bit of the inside of what's going on here down at our studios. As the action is up on 80th Street. As we got another competitor making his way down the avenue. We had an Easter parade quality to it on the avenue. 5th Avenue. Thank you, Stuart. Stuart reminds me that Hector Rivera of the New York AC won this age group in 6 of the 8 races this year. That's 35 to 39. So he'll be a hard man to beat in the 40-plus division next year. So we're looking for Hector Rivera of the New York AC. 35 to 39. It looks like Boyd Carrington, 36, won it in 2008 and 4:28. And I'm looking for, so we have last year, once again, it was Gary Rosenberg, 4:36. So they are lined up. And as Larry mentioned, we have 532 men on the grid 2 minutes before the start. And as we told you earlier, there's some very, very fast times have been run here, including that 3:47.52, the event record. 4:16 by Patty Sue Plummer is the professional record right back in 1990. Patty Sue out of Palo Alto, California. And per the IAAF, the International Association of Athletics Rule Book, Section 8, Rule 260, Part B, the 5th Avenue Mile is not eligible for world road records as the distance between the start and finish points are farther apart than the 50% of the race distance. So it's a point-to-point course, but who cares? We're just trying to cover the 2 minutes before the start of the race, so let you know in the rule books. And that's one thing our sport has got a ton of, is rules, where even those on the inside of the sport who follow it closely are trying to figure out, okay, is that a world best? Is that a world record? We confuse ourselves constantly, so it's hard to try to tell the general public what's what. We just call them records when they're run. Okay, 1 minute to go. 35-39. Errors high. Just about 10:30 in the morning here on the East Coast of the United States. For those watching internationally, you're watching the 2010 Continental Airlines 5th Avenue Mile Men's 35 to 39-year-old division. 10 seconds to the start. And away they go. These starts have all been spring-loaded so far, with a very distinct front runner for the first couple of blocks. Usually getting swallowed up as the race extends, but for the first time, we have pretty much a seasoned group of athletes going out. The New York Harriers runner in the white hat, black strip on the right. Kind of look like the New Zealand colors on the left a little bit, but usually it's an all black. Christopher Stewart, Central Park Track Club in 3rd place. Urban Athletics, rather. With the U, Christopher Stewart, Urban Athletics. But the New York Harriers runner leads the way 35-39. One minute, 9 seconds into it. Michael Rogers, Stuart tells me. Stuart Calderwood from spotting for me. Thank you, Stuart. So it's Michael Rogers from the Harriers. Christopher Stewart, Urban Athletics. Both veteran racers know their fitness. Been running on the avenue before. And 4:36, the winning time last year by Gary Rosenberg. And it's tough from the front. It's simply hard to get a measure. There's nothing to gauge yourself against when you're the front runner. Man in second, the man in third always have their eyes glued to the backside of our leader and can just judge that. But now here comes Christopher Stewart alongside a man in yellow. Greater New York Racing Team. Don't know who he is. Greater New York Racing Team in yellow, along with Christopher Stewart. And we have shoulder-to-shoulder battle at 2 minutes and 26 seconds. Men 35-39. Christopher Stewart with just a little bit of an advantage now. But you can see the Greater New York running team man he looks like more of a distance man. He's got that heel strike. Very efficient runner. Hips tucked under just a little bit. I'm sure he does longer distance very efficiently as well. Christopher Stewart head just a little bit off to the left. He's working hard. He's got a little bit faster tempo with those arms. Good enthusiasm along the side of the crowds here on Fifth Avenue. 3 minutes and 10 seconds into it. Boy, Christopher Stewart just hanging on by a thread here. He's working hard. You just don't want to let that string break. If you can get within sniffing distance of the barn, you can find out of the gear, but you can't get broken before you get within that distance. The Greater New York running team member in yellow, Christopher Stewart, Urban Athletics in the red. 3 minutes, 43 seconds and counting. And just a little bit of a gap now. Stewart doing his damnedest to hold on, but the gap has been established. The man from the Greater New York running team does not look like he's going to fall apart at all. Very strong, very efficient. It's like a teammate in third place. We've seen a 1-2 finish by Central Park Track Club in the previous race, and they're trying to make it 1-2, if not just 1-3. But here's our winning time. 4:36 won it last year. This year, it's 4:32 unofficially. And it looks like, I don't know if the Greater New Yorker picked up Christopher Stewart for second place or not. It was awfully close. Here they come. 5 minutes and turning in just 3 seconds. Makes you appreciate the fact that our world record holder in the marathon, Haile Gebrselassie, is coming to the IMG New York City Marathon for the first time. Of course, he's won the New York Half Marathon in the past a couple of years ago, but never run the full marathon distances. He's been running in Berlin, also in Dubai the last few years, time trials to see if he can break the world record, which he did in 2008. The world record of the marathon is 4:45 per mile. So that shows how fast. They're going 26.2 at a speed most of the people can't come close to running down Fifth Avenue for 1 mile. This gives you an idea of how fast it goes. 5-minute pace, very fast here on the Avenue. That's 2:11:06 for the full marathon distance. .553 on the clock. And I'm sure a lot of these athletes are getting themselves prepared for the marathon in 5 weeks' time. So the avenue has to be closed, for many more blocks than just the race course from 80th down to 60th. Racers spill out after the finish line, cool down, all the tents along the way, water to refresh them. All the staging up at the start line above 80th Street. And right now, let's go down to Dan Shack there at the finish line. Dan, take it away.
All right, thanks very much. I am here. Thanks very much. I'm here with Josh Scherr, the winner of the men's 30 to 35 category. How do you feel, John?
Feel great.
Yeah.
I really visualized trying to win today, and I stuck to my game plan, and I hit it.
This is not your first year doing the mile, right?
It isn't, no.
How many years?
I've probably done it about 5 times over a dozen years.
Personal best today, or?
I think if it was a 4:32, I equaled my personal best.
All right, not too shabby, not too shabby. How'd you feel throughout it? Were you happy with your pace? Were you surging too early? How did it go?
I felt very comfortable last year. I made a mistake and went out too fast this year. I held back and then started catching people.
Was the finish line hard to judge, or were we able to? Sometimes people say that the finish line looks closer than it is.
I knew what I was doing.
He's a vet. He's experienced. He's done this 5 years. Are you done for the season, or any more races coming down the pipe?
Races. I race all the time. Pretty much anything up to 10K.
All right. Well, congratulations,
Thanks
Josh.
very much. Appreciate it.
We'll look out for you.
All right.
All right. Back to you, Tony.